Right, now apologies for that. Camera ran out, I'm afraid, battery. So we were building the crane, by the way, we're building this crane. So we've got up to this bit here. If you've seen the previous video, depends on whereabouts you joined it really, doesn't it? If you joined it at the last video, you must have seen I built all them bits up. And some of this will be built up with the Pontos grades. And if you've been following along, you'll know I'm doing this because I want to see how it's going to fit on that wooden deck. So this is, of course, what I'm going to have to do now once this is all built up. Let's keep it somewhere safe. Look at those shaking hands in. It's a real bug because it's just age related. At least that's what the doctor tells me. That's when I'm doing close-up work like this. That's why I don't build wooden models anymore. I should love building wooden models. You get so much rigging in them. And it's a big problem when it comes to doing upgrades on these. Once you get these Pontos upgrades, or MK1, whichever one you're using, any kind of photo edge. Once I start to put in the little bits, especially with something like this, where you might get a bit of a photo edge to go over that maybe, to give you a bit of detail on that, then I would be like this, and I would be trying to do it and be like this, and it's pathetic. So that goes in there still, so this is like this. Alright, okay, K1. Right, here we go. Right, okay. This is the bit that I needed in the first place, to be fair. Probably didn't need to do all that, did I? I just want this to go on where I put that little bit of wooden decking on. And then we'll have a look, because you might not be following the wooden decking bit. So you won't know why I'm building this early, and wouldn't normally do this early. So that goes through there. Now K1 goes on that with that bit to the back. So presumably this is going to fit in there, like so. Hopefully that's all gone in and that will stop that. That's not really particularly like that. So let's put some glue on that and see if we'll actually keep it there. There's a possibility that this might, well, how am I looking at that? I think that goes that way. See, that's not fitting on there. That is looking, there's the bit just there, put on. There's that bit, what am I looking at here? This is back to front, so I'm looking at that from there. This has got to fit in there somehow. And it doesn't. Where's the hole for that? That's tiny, isn't it? So let's take that out and see how that actually fits in there. Right, so that's how it should fit. So that's there. And this bit is going towards, that's the big bit here. So it's going this way. Must have to go in there. Right, okay, is that how it lines up? So that lines up like that. Get a bit of glue in there, and a bit of glue down there. A little bit of glue down there. Not sure if that should be glued there. Probably not. Right, so that now stays in place instead of swinging around. But that's, okay, so when it's on, okay, so it might swing around like that. Well, before there would have been something on that to protect that. So I don't think I need the rest of this in place, do I? K7. Where the hell is K7 going? So K7 is going up there. There's no only one. Presumably that is how that fits. It's not going any other way, is it? Okay, that probably needs a bit of tape or something over it to keep it in place. So that must do that. Right, so that probably needs some tape over it. This is the top. I won't put that bit in. We're at that point. I don't know what K7 does. Let me have a look. K7. Where's the hidden K7? Just there. So that means at K28, has that been there? Can't see that, can you? So K28 is that bit, and I can see that on the Pontos upgrade, and that needs to have a photo bit on it. Needs to have a tiny little hole drilled into the side of it. Oh my God, look at the time, it's 1 o'clock. Now, so K7, I'm sure we point to those pieces. Right, now there's a little bit of, so it has the ring going up there. Let's point this, what the hell does that fit in? So according to this, now I've lost it. So according to this goes in there. And that's showing you little taps or something. There's 2 little holes there. According to that, there should be 2 little tabs on that. But there aren't. Oh, they're there. I'm looking at it the wrong way round. So there's 2 silly little tabs there. So that has to go on. So it fits in them little holes. Oh, like that. I'm doing this and I bet there's a photo etch bit for this. So that fits in there. Right, there you go. So that's it. That's the crane base made up. That's the crane base made up. So there's nothing else goes on that now, apart from a piece that's going to go there. There's 2 pieces there and 2 pieces there, so that's this bit. I'm not going to put that in at the moment. And then the cranes here go in there. Now I know there's photo etch to replace some of this, and there might even be some brass parts for that. So I know the, oops, smashed the camera up there. Oh dear. Right, now, let's see if I can get this out of the way. Oh, close that up before I lose it. Right, now, let's get that out of the way before I break it. And then if you wonder who I keep saying hello to, by the way, I keep saying hello to the dog. Now then. Well, at least I know this stuff will stick. Right, now, so we've made our little crane base up. For no reason other than that, I want to see how it fits on the deck. So now, let's have a look. So I'll just put my stuff away. What have I got here? Can't open that yet. Right, so now, I have that. Let's put that away for a second. So now, we're up to this bit. Now I've got this in the way. Now I can't see anything, can I? Right, so let's take this off again. And then I can maybe work again. Oh, Betty. Oh. I need a professional workstation, don't I? Right, so we were up to here. So we've got this on here. And I'm not entirely happy about this. But this crane base will sit on there. Right, so that will sit on there. That's fine. But it's got these gaps all around it. There's nothing to actually go on there. It's very nice, by the way. I'm impressed with the little crane. I mean, that's made up out of what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Made up out of about 8 or 9 pieces. So that's quite nice. So that's fine. It'll fit on there. You're left with a gap there. A gap there. So that the wooden deck fits fine like that. And that base, like I say, that does fit there. Maybe once the plastic's off, it will fit better. At some point we'll have to sort out this main deck. There's a lot to it though, so I don't want to do that until I've got these first things sorted out. So let's move that slightly to the out of the way. But that looks quite, I mean, that doesn't look too bad to be fair, but you can see there now, you can see how much of the gap is. I just don't know if you should have that gap. It won't fill in because it won't move any further. So you've got a gap here, gap along the top, a gap there, gap going around there, gap going around there. Well, I'm not taking anything off of that, there's nothing else, you know, I've not removed anything by accident. Presumably the main deck, when it's fitted on, is going to somehow marry up to that. There. So what we need to do is get this middle bit out. The trouble is, like I say, I can't do it because of all the plastic. I just don't want to take this deck off until I'm going to move that out of the way. I'm not going to take this deck off until we're ready to fit it in place, because there's a lot of stuff to come off of this deck. I mean, that's going to have to come out for one thing, and then there's all the plastic under there. It means it could take a little while to get that done. And as I I said before in the previous video, it would be nice if they would do this. So you didn't have to cut it all out like this. And that it was already cut out. Because you've got to leave the plastic on the back of this. If you don't leave the plastic on, you're not going to get anywhere, are you? So that lifts that up. See, that comes out, and I've got a feeling that I've knackered that deck up over there. I think I've possibly knackered the first deck up, because I've got a feeling that I should have. I leave that, no, I left that on. For a minute I thought I'd taken that off, but I haven't. I've left it on. So let's see. So let's get this down. You don't mind about 20 videos doing this. And this is only this deck, this is only the first part. This is where, like I said before, I wish they'd have done this and tabbed it rather than having, say, that one bit is not cutting through the plastic. Somewhere that's not cutting through the plastic. Now this is where I did make a fault last time. I did cut too much off of that. Like that, you see, it's got that little bit in it. But nothing will come off like that. So that comes out like that. Mind your fingers. I've done that before, and you see that little bit is enough to make a right pig's ear of it, because it won't cut that little bit there. One little bit that won't cut off. Look. So that's that bit out. So now all we have to do is take this, try and get this plastic off. You see, that's where, as you cut round this line, the second line above it, the bits fall off it. So I don't know if it should be, you see that line there, I'm not sure if we should be taking that off or not. So I know that works now for the crane. And in fact I made that crane up. Now there's two that are doing the same, so it won't make any difference. I just suddenly had a feeling that it might be a left and right hand crane. You see, as you're cutting through this line, these bits here are coming off. Like they should be taken off. Maybe they come off when you actually take the plastic off. It's hard to say really. So this will come out like that. And then you've got all this, and now you've got all this stuff as the first one, you see, some of you can see. You see where some of it's come off the plastic and some of it's stayed on. So I'm not quite sure about that bit. Now that bit, for now, oh shit, I know what you've done. hook it up from there.